Welcome back to Damn Tasty Vegan. It's your friend Maria Rose. So I know the past couple years have been freaking insane for a lot of people, and we're all just barely hanging on and completely exhausted and just empty shells of our former selves. Cooking is maybe the last thing you want to do right now, but you still need to feed yourself. So today I'm going to show you some things that I cook when I'm burnt out and I still want to cook for myself and save money instead of ordering food. So let's just chill out for a little bit and I'll show you some easy, simple meals that I've been making for myself when I've been exhausted. So here you go. So today's video is sponsored by one of my favorite companies, Ocea. I love working with them and I will talk more about them in a little bit. You can never go wrong with taco night. So I'm going to show you how to make some tempeh black bean tacos full of protein, super quick and easy and delicious. I find the easiest way to open up a package of tempeh is just to cut it down the middle. And if you only want to use half of it, you can use the other piece of the plastic to cover up that piece of tempeh. But we're going to use the whole thing in this recipe today. So I like to shred the tempeh because it makes a really nice fine texture for tacos. But if you don't have a shredder, then just chop it up really finely with your knife. No big deal. Then we're going to saute the onions. After they saute for about 5 minutes and get caramelized, add in that tempeh and saute that for a little bit. Then I add in about 2 tablespoons of taco seasoning. I have just a big thing of it that I bought from Costco. It's so nice to have on hand. Then I add in about a tablespoon of tomato paste. I'll let that cook a little bit, and I ended up adding about a cup of water. You want enough water so that it can simmer for about 10 minutes so that softens the tempeh a little bit. And a little tip for you, I always buy my tomato paste in the little squeeze thing like this because I always forget to use the full can and then it goes bad and then I'm just wasting tomato paste. So I always get it in the squeezy type of tomato paste, even if though it's like a little bit more expensive. I feel like it's worth it because you're not wasting it. Then I cover it and let it simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then I ended up adding some black beans at the very end. And look how easy this came together. Then just top it with all your favorite toppings. I added lettuce, salsa, dairy-free sour cream, and just kept it really simple like that. Up next is a buffalo tofu wrap. I love this. I've been making this every day for lunch this past week. So delicious. And you can season it however you want. If you don't want to use buffalo sauce, you can use barbecue sauce, whatever. And if you want to make this like crispy, you can, coat the tofu in cornstarch and like seasonings, but I didn't want to mess with any of that today, so I just put it in plain. And the secret to getting nice and crispy tofu is medium heat and let it sit before you move it. So let it sit for about 5 minutes so it creates a nice sear on one side, and then you want to turn it over after that. And then all I did was add some buffalo sauce in there. Just super simple. I didn't, no muss, no fuss with this recipe. Then I let it caramelize a little bit with the sauce. Then I put it on a wrap with some greens and shredded carrots. And then I got this amazing plant-based Caesar dressing from Kroger. I highly recommend it. It's so, so good. And that's it. That's the end of this story here with this recipe. Look how simple that was. Great, healthy, easy, quick recipe for when you're feeling tired or burnt out. Up next, we have this creamy veggie pasta. This is one of my go-tos. I love having this fire roasted frozen vegetable bag on hand. I got it from Costco. It's so freaking delicious. Like the flavor of the fire roasted veggies is so good. So all I do is just saute that up with a little oil. It already has onions in it, so no need to chop onions. And then I just cook up some pasta on the side while the veggies are sauteing. And then once the veggies have sauteed for a little bit, I'll add in my pasta sauce, and always rinse out a little bit of your jar and add that back into the sauce. That helps the sauce to go a little bit further. And then I just let that simmer covered for maybe 5-10 minutes. And then I add the pasta to the sauce and let the pasta finish cooking in the sauce. So I'll cook the pasta about al dente and then add a little bit of pasta water to the sauce as well to thicken it up a little bit. Then to make it nice and creamy, I always have some unsweetened dairy-free yogurt on hand. I use this in so many different recipes to make it creamy. So it's really great substitute for like cashew cream whenever you want to make a recipe creamy. Today's lovely sponsor is Ocea, and they sent me their new overnight AHA resurfacing serum. It exfoliates and evens skin tone and texture while you sleep so that you wake up to smooth, radiant complexion. So I use this about 1 to 2 times a week at night after washing my face. It's made my skin so much more smooth. After I apply the serum, I use their lovely hyaluronic serum, followed up by their C-Biotic moisturizer, and then I moisturize my body and hands with their Undaria algae body lotion. It smells so good. And make sure to wash it off in the morning and then apply your favorite serums and moisturizers, and make sure to use sunscreen since this product can make you sensitive to the sun. I love using tinted sunscreen in place of foundation. It's nice and light. I love Ocea because they are vegan, not tested on animals, climate neutral, California made, and female founded. Click the link in the box below and use the code SOS_MariaF10 for 10% off your order. Last but not least, we have these loaded stuffed potato nachos. This is so comforting, so satisfying, and so easy. So I had these kind of misshaped potatoes from Imperfect Foods. They're so cute. So I started out roasting them, and I always use a sharp knife to poke holes in them instead of a fork. It's so much easier to get the sharp knife out as opposed to a fork. When I've made this recipe before, I've cut up the potatoes into like small little rounds to look like chips, but I didn't want to mess with that at all. So I just decided to bake the potatoes, and you can use sweet potatoes too if you want in this recipe, whatever tickles your fancy. Roast them at 420 degrees, I believe, for about 45 minutes to an hour, however long it takes until they become fork tender. Then I split them open and added some dairy-free cheese. You can add this to the microwave if you want to get the cheese to melt a little bit better. And then you just top it with some canned beans. Now I happen to have some leftover of that tempeh taco filling, but if you don't have that on hand and don't want to cook, just top it with some beans. Simple, keep it simple. And then just top it with your other favorite toppings like shredded lettuce and sour cream, salsa, whatever you love. So I hope that this video helped you out. I hope that you are taking care of yourself in these very stressful times and you are eating delicious food. And thank you so much for hanging out with me. I will see you all in the next video. Bye.